Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also Brink, and we are one. Today, I want to talk about the games I will be playing on the Steam Deck that were mentioned at this year's Game Awards. There were a few that looked amazing for the deck, and there were a lot that I kind of saw that I was not sure if they would run on the deck, and so a little worried there, but Diablo 4, The Last of Us Part 1, they look like they should run great on the deck after doing some research into that. But there is one game that I am super excited for, and I just can't wait until it comes out. So make sure to watch the full video to see that, and also to see the bonus round, the bonus that I do sometimes at the end of these videos for a couple more surprises or guesses into what I think might be good on the deck. With that, before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar. Now, let's get into it. Okay. And starting out at number 5 on the list, we have The Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. And I have to say, I really like the trailer in the Game Awards. And it looks like a game between Guardians of the Galaxy and Arkham Batman. I mean, it's made by the people that make Arkham Batman. So those devs definitely know what they're doing when it comes to this type of stuff. And it's got me excited, because I really like Guardians of the Galaxy and I really like Arkham Batman games. This will have co-op, which I think all squad-based action shooters like this should. And so it gives a very good precedence to play this with friends on the Steam Deck. Now, the question is, will this play on the Steam Deck? I do think it will. Looking into it, I did some research. It definitely looks like it's going to lend to playing on the deck well enough. I can't say if it's going to be low specs or not, as there's a lot of games that are coming out next year that looking like they might not work on the deck as well as I was hoping. But this is Unreal 4. Looking at the trailer and everything, I do think that there's a good chance that this will. With that, make sure to join your friends on May 26th, 2023, so in a couple of months, and play yourself some co-op with this game. Okay, number 4 on my list is Diablo 4. It's the battle between heaven and hell. It continues as always with Diablo 4. You're going to be able to take up arms with the classes like Barbarian, Druid, Necromancer, Rogue, and also my favorite, the Sorcerer. There's tons of hordes to fight still, of baddies, in this action role-playing game by Blizzard. Let's just hope that they don't require you to have a phone for this game instead of the last Diablo. And let's hope they don't milk us for all we're worth. It definitely looks like it's going to be a little heavier in the story, so that's good. After playing StarCraft and Overwatch 2 on my deck and getting Battle.net up and going on my deck, which takes a little bit of work, but not too bad, I wanted to put this as number 4 because it looks like the requirements for this game won't be too demanding. And it's these types of games. Diablo 3 plays great on the Switch. It plays great on the deck. I really enjoyed it on the Switch, and so I'm really excited to play this one on the Steam Deck, as I think it's one of those games that's just almost built for it, in my opinion. This will be the true test to see if Blizzard still has what it takes to make a masterpiece, or will they fall to the sands of time and never be seen again, piled upon by the sands, never to be known again. No, it's not that depressing, I'm hoping. It does look good, and I'm hoping for StarCraft 3 out of this. You can start playing this June 6th, 2023. They tried to go 6-6-6, but they didn't line up well enough. Okay, and then next up, number 3 on my list is Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. And this one kind of was a little bit of a surprise that they're having Idris Elba, which honestly, I really like him in a lot of the stuff he plays. So I'm really excited for this, as I do like Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand, who that legend, both in real life and in the game, is going to be coming back also for this DLC. And I'm a little worried about some of these games and the celebrities that they're bringing in, but this is definitely one that I'm excited for. Idris Elba will be playing a veteran new United States American agent that is going to be a pivotal part to this whole DLC, and they've claimed that he's the only person you can trust. So we'll see. Can you really trust him, though? Are they going to do like a flip the whole thing on you? And so it is going to be a paid DLC, but it sounds like it's going to be a really good one. With that, Cyberpunk 2077 has done a really good job of trying to optimize and make a profile for the Steam Deck. While it still has, it's still pretty good. Like it does have its dips. It's still nice that they created a profile specifically for the Steam Deck, and I'd love to see other companies follow suit with something similar. And so hopefully we're going to have a pretty good experience with this DLC on the Steam Deck. So this is why this is on the list. It's going to be awesome, just like Cyberpunk is on the deck. Seems like they have all the bugs kind of worked out of this one. This DLC will be dropping in 2023 sometime. So get excited for that. And then number 2 is Last of Us Part 1 for the PC. It's the remake that came out earlier this year, and it is a game that I remember playing back when it came out in 2013 on the PlayStation 3, later played it on PlayStation 4, and it's a masterpiece because of its amazing story, its environments, and of course, the unique take on zombies and the fungal infections that they have as they take you on with their spores. Now, you get to play as Joel, who in this action adventure escorting game is going to deliver a package named Ellie to a place I know too well. If you know me, you might know why I know the place too well at the end of the game, which is honestly one of the things I like about this game. It was a big surprise. With it, you get to experience the amazing story all over again, or for the first time on the deck or the PC, depending on what you want to do. But this is a deck list. And so after doing my research, the requirements for this are looking really good, as in Sony has a good track record of releasing their games and have them work pretty decent on the deck. And it looks like the minimum spec requirements is in debate a little bit, but it's definitely going to be much lower than what the deck is capable of. So we should be good there. I definitely would keep my eyes out if you need a good story to play next year. Just be wary of that you might need to have some tissues. And what they should have done probably is bundled a set of tissues with you in this game, because it can make you a little teary-eyed sometimes, as the story is really that good. And there are a couple of parts in it that are just very moving. So plan on playing The Last of Us Part 1, the remake edition, on PC, Steam, March 3rd, 2023. And then my number 1 pick on this list from the Game Awards is Hades 2. I figured they were making a second one, as the first one did really well, but seeing it still made me super excited. I really loved playing Hades 1. It was such a good game on the deck, on the Switch, and on my main PC. I've played it multiple times. That being said, I still have to beat it. You have to beat it multiple times technically, or get through certain parts to progress. So I'm somewhere in between finishing it a few times and actually beating the actual end. In this, you're going to go beyond the underworld with dark sorcery powers to go after the Titan of Time, with Supergiant Games taking on the Olympian gods again in the sequel to an awesome rogue-like dungeon crawler, where you can build your character as you progress through the various different levels. But how many endings will you have to attempt to get to the true end in this one, just like the original? So just be watchful of that. You don't get to the end, you're like, okay, I'm done. Well, most likely you're not. And then the perfect game for your Steam Deck, and proof that the deck has plenty of life left, and that there are going to be games next year for us to play on it, because there's a couple of games that we're going to get to a little bit later that I'm kind of hoping they do play, but I'm not overly hopeful. And with that, Hades 1, first one, the one that's out right now, runs great on the deck, and so should this one. It doesn't look like it deviates far from the style and from the graphics, and so that is a good thing. Now, I am going to give you a note, Valve, if you're watching, which I know you watch my stuff, probably not. If you can hear me, bundle these games on the deck, as they are perfect for it. Meaning you should strike a deal up, and okay, when you buy a Steam Deck, you get Hades for free. I think it's a good way to set course these new deck owners to enjoy the deck on the go. Hades 2 is entering early access in 2023 on Steam, so go play Hades 1 in preparation for the battles ahead. Okay, it's bonus round time. I know I do these bonus things often, and my lists are very deceiving, but you know what? It wouldn't be one of my videos without deceiving you guys, I guess. I don't really deceive you guys. But with that, a lot of good-looking games are coming out in 2023, and I'm a little concerned if the deck will be able to keep up with the demands that these new intense games have. They do put a lot of focus on higher-end systems, and it seems to be leaving the portable gaming device market behind a little bit, because it has a high minimum spec requirement, meaning the deck is comparable to an NVIDIA 1050 or 1060 card, which is a couple generations back now. and the min specs coming out for a lot of these games, especially announced at the Game Awards, is a 1060. So it really comes down to optimizations if it will run even on the lowest settings, but we'll see. Nonetheless, I have hope for the deck, and that the following games I'm going to mention will work well enough on it that we can take them on the go and enjoy them. There are plenty of games that I think could be added to this list, but to make this bonus round a little short, we're going to just go over a few of them. Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6, those games look really good, which has got me a little concerned. Are they going to play well on the deck? The deck is a great device for playing fighter games like Tekken and Street Fighter, but will these games be able to reduce the graphic level just enough to play on the go? Because these types of games are ones I like to just practice on every once in a while. I'm not really much of a player of fighter games these days, but it is still nice to be able to practice. So if I am going to play against friends or play with friends, I want to be practiced up a little bit. And the best time for me to do that is when I'm not thinking about it, whether in bed, couch, on the go. It's usually the best time to practice for me. So I'd love to see these on the deck. Then you have Returnal. It's announced for the PC, and it honestly would be really good for the PC, but mainly the Steam Deck, as the sessions in this game are really long. And so it's essentially, you play as far as you can, you die. It's like Hades a little bit. And you play as far as you can, and then you die, and you have to start over again. And the sessions can last hours. With the Steam Deck, you can play, and then you can suspend your session, and then you can play again a little later. So it's going to be very nice. It's like with the Switch, where you can suspend, essentially turn it off, air quotes, and then you can turn it back on, and the game is still there. It was originally a PlayStation game, and Sony has done a pretty good job at porting things over, so that's why it's on this list. I think there's a little bit of a chance that this will run okay on the deck, but their min spec is a 1060, so we'll see how they tweak those settings to see how well it works. Last but not least is this game that reminds me of Witcher 3, but with a twist, with a love story. If you want a love story, which I guess Witcher 3 had a really good love story, but this is truly a love story. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden. This game, honestly, is probably the one I'm most excited for from what I've seen from the Game Awards. So a new IP, like a new game series. That being said, I also think Judas looks good too, and it's almost tied, except for this game would play so well on deck as it is a third-person action RPG. A lot like Witcher 3, the fighting and the action in it just seem very similar. And then you also have a ghost wife or ghost companion, and I love the dynamics and the differences that kind of brings. So it has a lot of cool things that I think could really make this fun. With that being said, let me know in the comments below which one of these games you are most excited for, or if it's not on this list, let me know in the comments which game you are most excited for next year, 2023, to play on the Steam Deck. Yes, there are a lot on this list that could be a little questionable in the sense of we'll see if they play well or not, but I am excited, and I think we're going to have a good year next year, with the exception of hopefully the deck can last a little longer on the newer AAA intensive games that are coming out for the next 2 years before we get maybe a Steam Deck too. So thank you guys for watching. Check out all my goodies and links and stuff in the description below, including links to some of these games. And thank you guys for watching. Check out my other videos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Later.